Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for today's video. Today's video is about a mother who gets the worst mother of the year award. You can pick this year or the year that she was the worst mother. This is about a case, Donna Horwitz. Donna, D-O-N-N-A, Horwitz, H-O-R-W-I-T-Z. This is about a murder that happened in a family. The family is between Donna, Larry, and Radley. Larry was Donna's husband, now deceased, and Radley is their son. I think Radley is now in their 40s. This event happened in 2011. Now, I couldn't find anything about this. I saw this case a while back on a television show called Forensic Files, and it really stuck in my head ever since. And I've tried to find stuff about this, and I literally cannot find. I can find a minute-long news story. If I Google it, you can find a little bit about it. There's just not much about it. I don't know what happened, where it all went, because this was a big case in Jupiter, Florida in 2011. Huge. So if you guys want to go watch that first or go read about the story first, go for it and come back, because I'm about to give you the whole story. Okay, it's an interesting story. It was really interesting to watch from the beginning to the end. So I'm going to give it to you on how it happened. Okay, so like I said, I'm missing a lot of details. I don't know how important they are, but sometime in 2011 in Jupiter, Florida, which is a really nice community. I've been there. It's beautiful. Really ideal place to live with lots of canals and really nice community, low crime, things like this. Here, I'll give you the way this story unfolded. Donna Horwitz called 911 and said her husband's been shot or dead. The police arrived. They found Larry Horwitz, her ex-husband, on the bathroom floor with the shower door open, halfway in the shower running. He was naked, and he had 9 gunshots. He was deceased. At first, the police ruled it somehow a suicide. Now, this is an interesting case, and there's all kinds of different elements to this case, and I'm not going to dive all into. Some people, I'm not going to speculate. So, unbelievably, I don't know how you could shoot yourself 9 times, anywhere. 9 times in the foot. One of the bullets was through his mouth. When you see these kinds of deaths, like 50 stabbings and stuff like this, it's personal, okay? It's personal. Murderers who murder people they don't know tend to just kill them, end their life. Strangle them, which is real personal, but shooting, stabbing, things like this. And 50 stab wounds, 9 gunshots starts to become pretty personal. They knew the person, right? Crimes of passion, emotional. So, some backstory before I get into this. Real quick. These two met in high school. They're high school sweethearts, Donna and Larry. They had an off and on, again, relationship for the rest of their adulthood. They actually divorced. They married and divorced and got married again. They've been married twice. It was a very tumultuous, abusive relationship. There are stories of both. There's stories of the husband, Larry, being very verbally, emotionally, maybe even physically abusive. Emotional abuse, I know, to his wife and to Radley, the son. Radley hated his father. Radley hated Larry. So an abusive relationship that Donna had left many times and had come back. Also proof that Donna was a cheater. Donna had extramarital affairs that Larry became privy to. He became aware of this and told other people that she was, and said he's just sick of it. And it seemed like their marriage kind of went dead. And Larry seemed to care all about money and the business, while Donna seemed to care about her extramarital affairs. Donna's diary was found and said that she's extremely paranoid and jealous about their neighbor, a female who is also Larry, her husband's business partner. She says she thinks that he's cheating on her with this woman, and she's very jealous and very angry, all in her diary, which kind of gave her some motive. This case, it was later ruled first-degree murder, that the wife, Donna, shot him 9 times. What actually happened was she called 911 as the police were coming. The son was in the house, Radley. Radley was sleeping, so his testimony says, heard the gunshots, ran to the bathroom. Donna was outside the bathroom, totally upset, and acted like she didn't do it, didn't shoot him. Donna told police later she never even heard the gunshots, which made the police very suspicious. Regardless, whatever your opinion is that you form watching the case or what I've told you so far, regardless, the police eliminated Radley, the son, as a suspect, and they charged Donna Horowitz with first-degree murder in 2013. Then she was found guilty, and then there was a retrial in 2017 where she blamed her son. She blamed her son, Radley, who has totally been absolved of any, they didn't believe, the police didn't believe that he did it at all, and totally believed the mother did it, and so did a jury of 12. So it was retried. She blamed her son and said her son did it now. And another 12 jury members found her guilty of second-degree murder. And she's serving, I thought I wrote it down, she's serving over 30 years in prison. And this was 2017, so she's bound to get out in something around 2050. Yeah, 2052, I think. She blamed her son. There's no evidence. She still got found guilty. I mean, people get off of murder sometimes, especially if you have really good counsel. But to be convicted twice by 24 jury members, I think he did it. She still claims her innocence, but I just can't believe she blamed her son. We have to go by what the verdict was. So, assuming she's guilty, she did it, she murdered her husband, and when she was in jail for a while, she didn't like it and blamed her son. How awful. This poor guy, Radley, has been dealing with all kinds of harassment. From news stations, from Donna's team of lawyers, publicity. He said his name, he's tired of his name being dragged through the mud, and he's glad that she has been found guilty, and he finally testified in the second trial against his mother. He loses his father, he loses his mother, and then is blamed for killing his father. Isn't that harsh? That's just sad. I can't imagine how those few years were for him. The incident happened in 2011 and the second trial in 2017, about 6 years of just that. Awful. Not to mention what's happened since then, who knows. Like I said, I can't find anything else about it. That's all I can find. You guys find more, congratulations. It was on Forensic Files. Like I said, I don't remember what season or episode. I looked on there, still couldn't find it. I don't know what's going on with this case, but and why maybe it wasn't as big as I thought when it came out. It's not so much about how horrific the crime is all the time. It's just kind of how how the public reacts. So I have a point, I have a moral of the story, and the moral of the story is staying in toxic, bad, neglective, abusive relationships is dangerous. It's just dangerous. And I'm not saying that you're going to get murdered. You could. It happens. You watch as many cases as I have, you don't think it's so rare. I'm not trying to put that fear into you that your family or friends or partners are going to murder you. Staying in these relationships is the biggest killer. I truly believe it's worse than drugs, alcohol, smoking cigarettes, or anything like that. It just tears your body apart. Your biology or your biography becomes your biology, right? I love that saying. It's so true. This stuff causes cancer and disease. And if you think that the partner that abuses you and neglects you is going to be there for you when you're sick and dead, you're wrong. You're wrong. What an awful mom, you know? She's in this toxic, abusive, neglectful relationship since high school, brings a child into the world, and is cheating on her husband and murders him and then blames her son. When I was watching this case, the reason this case got me so much was then Donna was really pretty, and I know that doesn't mean anything, but man, like the Amber Johnny case, right? Amber's pretty, but it's real easy to see past that. Donna Horowitz is pretty and really difficult to see anything else. It really got me. A lot of times I'm pretty on it right when the case starts and tells you a couple details. I'm kind of pretty good about it. I had no idea, and I thought Donna simply was just a victim of abuse, and I think she was. I don't know if what's wrong with Donna. You know, I don't know if she has a personality disorder, if she's just simply such a victim of abuse her whole life that she had no way, she felt that she had no way out. Suicide or homicide, I don't know. But it really got me as this case evolved, as I was watching it, with Donna finally being charged with the murder. I'm like, oh my God, did she do it? And then it turns out she did do it. And then she blames the son, and I'm like, because the whole time I was like, oh man, poor Donna, you know, oh, that's so sad, harsh, oh no. And then she got charged with the murder, and then when I found out she did it, I was like, oh geez, I still had like some compassion for her, you know, being a victim of myself of emotional abuse and long-term relationships, you don't know what to do to get out of it. But when you blamed your son, all deals are off. Mothers out there, I'd love to know, and I know what your answers are, I think, but I'd still like to, just for some mothers out there to say, could you imagine doing that? Even in prison? It goes to show how much care she gave for Radley when she was not in prison, huh? Couldn't have been too much. Dad was abusing her. Dad was abusing him, and mom was fully neglecting him, maybe abusing him. Can't judge a book by its cover. It's unbelievable. If you guys see a picture of her back in 2011 or before, I think you'll see what I mean. It's just really hard to see. And I'm not claiming that I can know who somebody is by seeing them. I rarely get fooled this much by appearance. It's amazing. Maybe she's a psychopath. I don't know. But so sad. Moral of the story, Jesus Christ, don't stay in bad relationships, toxic relationships, neglectful relationships. It's not serving you. It's not going anywhere. It's causing tons of stress, and it will cause disease eventually. And this person who abuses you, someone that abuses you, they're not there for you. They won't be. And it's false to think that they will and rely on it and hope. I hope all of you deserve or know that you are worthy of deserving better than just neglect. It's the frog in the pan, right? You put a frog in a pot of water, room temperature, and you turn the heat on, and it slowly heats up till you realize, till the frog can't jump out anymore. Powerless, hopelessness, helplessness. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. We need to take care of our mental health. We need to get support and help. Let me know what you guys think of this case. It's awful. And I know that these cases, when I do them, they're negative. It's about murder and stuff like this. But man, it's where we come from. It's the experiences we've had, bad ones, negative, abusive. And I think these extreme cases can help us learn about our own experiences and people. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys hear this story, what you think of this story. Ask questions, always answer them. Love yourself first, guys.